Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Roey's Real Fishing. In this episode you're going to see us at our local venue, Milemead Fisheries. We're going to be on the Carp and Silvers Lake and we're going to be float fishing. Unfortunately Liam won't be with us in this video, he was preoccupied elsewhere, but I did have my good friend Jack along with me, so enough of me talking and let's get on. Fish on. Right, so we came in with a few different types of baits today. Our main hook bait, as we're using, spam. Just cut that up into little cubes and chunks like this. You can go into all different sizes, depends on what sort of size you want, but we're after some decent sized roach, rudd, bream, and we have had quite a few carp today on it as well. So you can cut that into different sizes. If you leave it out into the sun as well, it does toughen up a little bit, so it will stay on the hook a little bit longer. That's what I like to do anyway. So that's what we're using mainly for the hook bait. We also do have an option of the sweet corn, which we've been feeding in over the top, and we have been using it as hook bait. Really cheap, really basic, really easy. It's always a good feeder option to cooking over the top of your bait. And then for like a kind of like a ground bait sort of mix, but it's just something to chuck in over the top. Really basic, simple, just white bread or any type of bread. Just take a bit of that out, rub it in between your hands until it turns to all but breadcrumb, and it pretty much breaks up. Then compact it into a not too tight but a firm ball and chuck it out over the top of your float, and it'll break down as it goes through the water column and just drift down and create kind of like almost like a cloud of like breadcrumb, if you will, on the bottom of the bait, because we're fishing on the bottom just over depth on the floats today. And as you can see, we will see later, it has produced quite well. But that's the baits we're using. All easy to get. You can get it from the supermarket, and it works well. It does. I mean, it's cheap, basic, and it works. You can't really complain. There's a variety of all different other baits you can use, but they're the ones we've gone with today. Thanks. There we go. I want a different species, and I got one. There you go. Yeah, look, himself. Thank you. And our dog's going to have a bloody net. That's a decent bream.
Oh, get on.
Yeah, well, it's decent bream for an ear. Obviously, they do get bigger. But for an ear, that is a decent sized bream. I can't complain with that. There you go. Pop it back. Fish on. So guys, we've got Jack dealing with his fish there, and then I'm in the one as well. Well, that's a noise you like to hear, isn't it? Can't complain at a double look up.
He don't want to stop, does he?
Oh, that's the fun part, Jack. That's the fun part.
He's got a bit of a fight to him, I'll give him that.
Yeah. Well, I say that's
three or four times he's screamed off now.
yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to bait up luncheon meat, because that's what we're using today, mainly as a hook bait. We have got a few other baits, but I'll talk you through that in a second. First, what you need is a baiting needle. That's crucial for putting on luncheon meat, otherwise half the time it's going to end up falling off. So I'll quickly show you a demonstration now and we'll get on with it. So firstly, take your baiting needle, okay? You want to push that straight on there like that, okay? Then you want to make sure it's a latch baiting needle as well, open latch. So you push that open, link that onto there, slide that across, okay? Take that out, turn it 180 degrees, and then just pull that down there. So that should sit nicely like that. Just see the hook at the bottom, and you can see the knot just poking out there at the top. And that's how you bait that one up. Right. So what I'm going to show you now is how to tighten your line once you cast. You cast that, okay? Put the bail line back over, put the rod tip down, do two quick sharp turns, the rod tip out, and flick up. And what that's going to do is that's going to tighten the line underneath the water and set that into place, so you won't have all the wind catching your line on the top of the surface and dragging your float out of position. Absolute beauty. Lovely surprise catch. Can never go wrong with a tench with the tail on it. It's like a paintbrush, and that is the reason that they fight so hard, and they are so smooth. One of my favourite fish. Right guys, so the first thing you want to do when you get to the lake is look for any signs of fish. At the end of the day, location of the fish is key. You know, you can have the best tackle you want, you can have the best baits you want, you can do anything you want to help improve your catch, but if you're not in the right location or spot, if the fish aren't there at the end of the day, they're not going to take your hook bait. So the main thing is that you find the fish. That is the all important key aspect. You know, the most important thing to do when you start fishing is try and find the fish. If you can't, and you can't see any signs of fish, then by all means look for the fishier places, the snags, well, places near snags, you know, the structure, things where they're most likely to hang out. So anything along them sort of lines, you know, any islands or reeds or overhanging trees, or, you know, sometimes margins or little shelves. If you've, you know, plumbed the depth around, you find out there's a little shelf, you know, fishing the drop off of the shelf is always a good idea, anything like that. But at the end of the day, you know, if you can spot fish and you can walk around and you can see some, you know, some bubbles fizzing up, or, you know, you see a tail come up or something, or some like murky water where you see, you know, they've been feeding, anything along them sort of lines, you know, that's your key point. You know, if the fish are there, you know, you're halfway there at the end of the day. Next point is just trying to get one of them to bite. But like I was saying, you can spend as much money as you want, or the best hook baits, best presentation, but if there's no fish there to take the hook bait, then you're not going to catch anything. So that's your main tip. That's your main thing you want to do, is locate the fish. Right, well, Jack's just hooked something good, because that has just gone screaming across the other side of the lake. Well, part of the lake we're on. Absolutely tore line off his reel. Like literally went screaming, didn't it, Jack? Oh yeah, you're all the way over there, yeah.
He seems to have eased up a bit.
You sure? Oh, gotta love it, Jack. Gotta love it. He is over by the swims over there. Okay. Obviously wasn't done. And like I was saying earlier, that I was catching mine just down to the right of me. Jack caught that one just down to the left of him, just underneath this overhanging tree. We'd just been baiting up, well, we baited it up about 15-20 minutes ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then left it, and his first cast in, and well, this is what he pulled out.
First cast was that little roach from there.
Oh yeah, he did. He actually had a little roach first, and then this, but 2 casts, 2 fish. There we go.